Okay, I just got done watching one of the best episodes of Smallville ever. Okay, May 1st, 2008. Bam! Very, very cool. Okay, the episode was called Apocalypse. And for those of you who haven't seen the show, don't watch this if you really don't want any spoilers, because I'm basically going to give it all away. Okay? Basically, Brainiac took Kara back in time to kill Clark as a baby on Krypton. Clark decided he wasn't going to go because he figured out, well, not figured out, but he thought that the world would be a better place without him. No, Jor-El took Clark into another reality where he never did go to Earth. Everything seemed fine at first, except then he finds out Lex Luthor was the president, there's still a meteor shower, Kara landed on Earth found by the Luthors, raised by them, working for Lex under his presidency of the United States, and Milton Fine, a.k.a. Brainiac, made it to Earth also. Okay, he is working as the president's aide, getting Lex ready to launch a nuclear attack to destroy the entire world, just bring it down to oblivion and start all over again. Lex thinks there's an ulterior motive to get like the cream of the crop of Earth together to rebuild society, right? No. Far from it, okay? Hardcore fans of Smallville will remember back a few seasons when Lex was chosen as the vessel for Zod. That was the same plan Milton Fine had here. And when Lex became the vessel for Zod and basically transformed into General Zod, he would make Kara and Zod repopulate the planet with Kryptonians. So superpowered beings flying all around. Well, Clark realized things were a little bit worse off than when he did come to Earth. He realized if he never came to Earth, it was going to be worse. Well, during this episode, Lois Lane is editor of the Daily Planet. Clark goes to try and fix things with her as well. Well, Lois gets him to put on a disguise and go undercover. That disguise is suit and tie, glasses. Classic Clark Kent look. Well, anyway, Jor-El takes Clark back to where he needs to be so he can go through a portal back in the past to Krypton and help Kara defeat Brainiac so that way Clark as a baby could make it to Earth. Now here's the clincher, okay? This was awesome. Kara's doing battle with Brainiac. Clark shows up on Krypton to stop him. Kara stabs Brainiac through the back with a big giant crystal, and as she's fighting off Brainiac, Clark, this has got to be surreal, picks himself up as a baby, puts himself in the ship, and it launches to Earth so things make it on time. Well, Clark and Kara, after Kara has destroyed Brainiac, go back through the portal Jor-El created for Clark to get to Krypton. They get back to Earth. Everything seems fine, except for the fact that Lana is still under the trance of Brainiac. Well, he was destroyed. She should be out of that trance. No. Doctor's telling her she's worse off than ever. Well, it appears that Brainiac, not quite destroyed. From by the end of the episode, it looks like he may have inhabited himself, I'm guessing, inhabited part of himself in Kara and came back to Earth. Now, as far as some things that really stuck out in this episode, 1, Lois setting Clark up as a Daily Planet reporter to go undercover to the Luthor press conference, okay? She came up with the idea of the suit and the glasses, okay? Classic. Not to mention that when Clark saved her, very, very classic what's going to be happening with Lois and Clark in the future when he saves her all the time once he becomes Superman. She was very smitten by him. Not to mention, when they showed Kal-El's ship as a baby escaping Krypton moments before it explodes, back in the past, they updated a little bit, mind you, but they modified the explosion scene from Superman the movie. They are keeping this very close, a little bit different, but very close in connection with what Christopher Reeve did in his movies. It was very, very cool. So anyway, that was one of the best episodes of Smallville I've ever seen. Plus, there's only 2 episodes left in the season, and both of them look like they're going to be pretty good. I just read some spoilers. Some of you may or may not know that apparently Lex ends up, as I mentioned in one of my other chats, I thought it was going to be in an episode that was coming, but or that it was going to be the next episode after that, but I think it's actually the last episode of the season. Lex finds the fortress. He goes there, and apparently he and Clark have a confrontation, and he does find out something about Clark. And apparently Kara's not all she's cracked up to be either. But We think that has something to do with Brainiac. Anyway, this season should go out phenomenal. I'm sorry to see the season end because I love my Thursday nights being able to watch Smallville. But, unfortunately, going to have to put that off after 2 weeks and wait for summer. But anyway, should be exciting. Tonight's episode was awesome, very riveting. A lot of classic Superman things came in there. I mean, it was just great. The references they made, making references to what's going to come in the future. Referring to the relationship between Lois and Clark. It's starting to grow stronger. So anyway, and another episode, Lana free. The only bit of Lana was the fact that she was mentioned in the storyline, and you saw a picture of her on the internet in the show. Yay. Thank God, no Lana. I'm sorry, can't stand her. Much cooler in the comic books. Anyway, one of my other chats, I also said I was going to talk about Dirty Jobs. Did actually like this week's episode. I had no idea about this. Not going to get too in-depth on it, but anyway, Mike goes to a dairy farm. Apparently, when one of the processes of dairy farming is to actually clean the hair off of the udders of the cows, I didn't know this. You do it with fire. You burn it right off. They go in there with this little torch thing and burn the hair right off as the cow's standing there just after it gets milked. That's crazy. I had no idea they did that. Anyway, Dirty Jobs classic. Had to throw that little tidbit in there since I mentioned that in my last vlog, or blurb, as I like to call them. So anyway, but I had to give that review on Smallville. That was one of the best episodes ever saw. In fact, I don't even know why I threw that thing about Dirty Jobs in there. Tonight was all about Smallville. Excellent episode. Hope all you other fans out there enjoyed it. I think things are coming to just a wonderful head on this show. They're progressing nicely. It's sad to see that Al and Miles are leaving the show. The creators of the show are leaving after this season. Hopefully next season will be in just as good hands and they keep things as riveting and as exciting as it has been. So I think that's pretty much about all I had to say tonight. Was just basically my Smallville rant. I didn't get a chance to record Scrubs, unfortunately, so I missed this week's. If anybody has seen it, give me a little description of it, comments-wise. Let me know. Kind of interested in how that came out. But anyway, Smallville was great. You'll love it if you haven't seen it. Hopefully you didn't watch this, or even if you did, it should still blow you away. It should be much better visually than EO telling you how it went. So anyway, I believe that's it for this Thursday, May 1st, 2008. So everybody out there, have yourselves a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it be when you're watching this. And this is EO signing off. We'll see you later.